But what of Deandra Asbati? She's won virtually everything the sport has to offer. She even has her own designer label. But the one blank space left on her CV is the World Tenpin Masters.
I've been on Team USA for 10 years, and I've gotten to see the world through my sport, and I think that makes bowling really unique as well. I've been to some really great places.
The setup here in the Metrodome helps concentrate the mind. The fans line the lane, the lights play havoc with the oil, and the pressure is on right from the off.
I might win, I might lose, but in the end I'm going to learn something from it, and I think with that perspective I don't feel the great deal of pressure that I could if I looked at it as I have to win, I have to win. I get a lot from it, whether I win or lose.
The question here is, will Deandra join a Masters Roll of Honour that includes Shailene Zulkifli and Nikki Harvey? Well, one man who may know the answer is her opponent, Stuart Williams. Williams certainly has the credentials to cause an upset.
In 2004 I won the Irish Open and the Aalborg International in Denmark in 2004, and last year I became the world ranking Masters champion.
Form is everything in any sport, and there's no doubt that Williams is playing well at the moment. But will that translate to this particular stage?
I'm feeling quite confident about how I'm doing, and hopefully I can go out there and be lifting the trophy in the final.
It's Deandra Asbati against Stuart Williams, the USA against England for a place in the quarter-finals of the PartyCasino.com World Tenpin Masters. To take you through it, let's hand you over to our commentary team of Cass Edwards and Simon Golding.
It's another battle of the sexes. Stuart Williams, the 26-year-old from Ellesmere Port in England, up against the American 27-year-old Deandra Asbati. And one of those matches that is going to be very, very tough to predict indeed. Stuart Williams has had some time up on this lane. He's represented Europe in the Weber Cup before, so he's got an idea, Cass, of what it's like to bowl in this sort of atmosphere.
Oh, absolutely, and he's also the current world ranking master. So it's the world champion. And the man who's got 38 300 games to his credit throughout his career, and he tells me that's more than any other English player, which I think that's just about right.
He does fit the high roller build as Stuart Williams. Deandra Asbati, one of the most successful American female bowlers in history, and she was inducted into the Hall of Fame amidst a little controversy about 2 years ago. But since then, Cass, she has absolutely cleaned up. She's just been winning everywhere.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. World Bowling Writers Lady Bowler of the Year this 2007. World Ranking Masters winner 2004, 2007, so she's been there twice. An absolute great world champion, a spokesperson for the United States Bowling Congress Youth Bowling Program.
Making her second appearance here at the World Tenpin Masters. Didn't really get into the tournament last year, but I think once you've experienced this once, then you can settle down and go about your business as you normally would in any tournament. Tough call for Stuart, though. Always is in the battle of the sexes. And the female players love to take a scalp if they can in this tournament, and Stuart Williams is the man that's got to try and make sure that doesn't happen in the first round. Look at that for the 300s. 38 times Stuart Williams has bowled the maximum game, and he's averaging nicely as well this year. 225 will do.
Currently ranked number 6 on the European Ranking Tour, 2008, and last year finished in 4th place. So he's certainly making his mark on the international tournament circuit.
He's got no official nickname at the moment as well, Cass, so we're going to have to work on that one, I think, during the course of this tournament.
Well, I do know one, but I'm not allowed to say it on air amongst close friends.
Now, Deandra, or Dee as she's known, 27-year-old from Oak Lawn in Illinois. Very confident young lady, and has been so consistent in the last 12 months that you get a feeling that she has a great chance to go further than her first round performance of 2007. We've had 2 female winners of the World Tenpin Masters before, Shailene Zulkifli and England's Nikki Harvey. And I just wonder if Asbati can add to that list.
Team USA member 10 years in a row. It's no mean feat when you
not
see
when you're only 27. Got a very smooth style, hasn't she, Cass? And that's going to serve her well on this lane.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I love those fingernails. Won the Ladies Bowling World Cup 2006 in Caracas, Venezuela. Just another title on her international belt.
It'll be Stuart Williams then to get game number 6 of this first round underway. And Stu is playing so well at the moment, but his opponent, Deandra Asbati of the United States, is also in tip-top form, and I think this one is going to be a real shootout. If both players can find their lane and find their line out there, then we could be in for a pretty decent score here. First ball then from Williams, opens his account with a strike. Remember, the lane condition is still absolutely perfect here, so he'll be able to strike at will to start with. It's when that oil gets moved around and stripped away that the players have to start thinking about changes.
Yeah, freshly dressed condition lane. Stuart, the all-power bowler. Dea's a lot more finesse, as we'll see.
Yeah, Stu's got a pretty upright stance. Deandra with that deep knee bend on the lead leg. Goes Brooklyn, but she'll take that. Yeah, the woman from Illinois goes Brooklyn.
I'm sure she wasn't actually aiming for that 1-2 pocket, crossing the head pin to the left-hand side. Well, a reaction in the back end. The ball was obviously inside the mark that she was aiming at, but hey, she's going to take that. Scores are all level.
That might be that bit of luck that she needs to get things settled out there.
Oh, big deep breath there from Stuart Williams. He'll be looking for the first double of the match. Plants that foot, rolls those wrists, and hits 10. What a great shot. Well lined up.
Yeah, smooth as you like from Williams. Quite a manufactured style from Stu Williams, but you know what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just over the 400 on the revs there. He looks a little bit nervous, doesn't he, Cass?
Well, a debutant at the World Tenpin Masters, and I mean, he realises that if he has a good tournament, then you know we'll more than likely see him next year.
Deandra this time hits the pocket flush. That's what she was going for on the first shot, and it strikes all the way from both players.
Yeah, great to see. I'd hazard to say a great adjustment from Dee, but yeah, she's gone in the 1-3 pocket. Deep knee bend. Steady at the line. And carries all 10. Great body reaction.
Slower ball speed, less revs, but you don't really have to be too concerned about that when you've got the sort of accuracy and ability to make the changes that Asbati has. No changes for Stuart Williams, straight into the pocket again.
Yeah, he's going to be happy to stay there all day long if he could. If the lane would allow him, it probably won't, but while it is, he's just going to stay there. He's just going to rip that rack and hopefully carry all 10 pins.
I sat up in the green room with these two yesterday. They were just chatting away about all and everything. Didn't mention their match with each other once. You wouldn't have known they were playing each other. Deandra, great fan of the television show The Office, the American version though. She loves to watch that, so we kind of know where her sense of humour is coming from, and she's laughing all the way at the moment. Turkey then for Asbati. Look at that for a start. Both players still on for the maximum, but let's not go there yet. It strikes all the way for Williams and Asbati.
Welcome back to the World 10-Pin Masters. Your commentators are Cass Edwards and Simon Golding.
All these players right throughout the tournament know one another. They play on the international tournament circuit together. Great buddies. But when it comes to bowling, the actual match, it's I'm going to beat the lane, don't worry about the opposition.
Four-bagger for Stuart Williams. He'll take that.
Yeah, nice bit of body language as well. Very high backswing, plants that left foot. 450 revs and over, carries all 10 pins.
He's getting himself fired up there, and more speed and more revs would tend to indicate that Williams is getting locked in now.
Yeah, he's brought his A game, he's very much relaxed. Almost in cruise control, you could say. Let's just hope it can last.
Here goes Deandra then. Lists PBA legend Norm Duke as her favourite all-time bowler. Oh no, well, she was quite lucky she got that messenger there, otherwise she was going to leave quite a heavy count.
Yeah, this ball just not getting up to the pocket now, whether he got off of her hand or it just snagged up in the lane hole there. Fortunate just to leave the 2 and the 4 pin, which is a straightforward spare for a right-handed bowler. Just keep this shot nice and straight. Won't look for too much hook. The first glitch in the match.
Well, that is unlucky. We were strikes all the way to that point, but Asbati having to content herself with a spare. It's a good spare as well. And the woman from Oak Lawn, Illinois, has got a bit of early pressure here, especially if Stuart Williams of England can turn this into a 5-bagger, and what a start that would be.
Well, Dee will know of Simon's reputation at international tournaments. She knows how good he is and what she's up against.
Well, he's gone Brooklyn.
Not by design, and he shows that to the audience as well. Now, whether that got off his hand or he just pulled it, but not happy. Another 300 game gone, shall we say.
I don't know, I thought he looked pretty happy with that, and it really did hook, but what we're hearing from Andy Penny, our statistician on the CAT system, is that he was aboard inside on that last shot. So, well, whether that was by design or whether that was just a small error from Stuart Williams, only he knows.
I would say that was an error. He doesn't look very happy with himself, and he was probably more surprised that it actually picked up in the back end and crossed into the Brooklyn.
So 5th frame is a spare for Stuart Williams, but he's still got a slight advantage in this match. If Asbati, though, can come back with a strike and get things going again, then this is going to be close all the way. Yeah, she knew that was good. You heard it from her. A little yes as that one went into the pocket.
This is actually a very great shot. She's kept the ball reasonably straight down the lane. Got some nice rotation on it. The ball gets up to the pocket and then drives through and sets and almost goes straight into the 135. And that really is a premium absolute shot there. Turns it a little bit to the right from a normal mark. Opened up the lane a bit. Gave that extra angle in the pocket.
Oh, Williams again tight, straight through the head pin. Didn't make it into the 1-2 pocket. But it's the same result. He's left with pins standing, and he's got some thinking to do out there.
Yeah, something's happened here with Stuart. It seemed to get off his hand all right. Just didn't get the reaction that he was looking for on the lane now. It may be that the oars moved around. He's made the spare hard and fast, but yeah, he's just going to have to regroup a little bit. Something's not quite right the last 2 frames.
Well, Stuart Williams has changed something, and this is his ball track. Let's see how things are going, and yeah, the line just tightening up a little, and that's what's taking him out of the pocket and into the head pin.
Yeah, pretty tight round 4th arrow there, getting to the outside boards and hooking it back. Just needs a little bit more accuracy, I'm afraid.
I think he's getting a bit worried about what has gone before. He's got to get his head away from that. Think about the next shot. Deandra is doing exactly that, and she's gone through the head pin. Both players, Cass, experiencing exactly the same problem with the changing conditions out there.
Yeah, a little scratch of the head from Dee there. She's left a tricky little 3-9-10 sleeper split in the corner there. Let's watch this one. Yeah, inside her mark, not an enforced error. Just taking her time, look at this spare.
2 boards inside the mark, and it's quite a major adjustment at this level.
Oh yeah, that's a 2-inch play, 2 boards, and that looks. Oh, how unlucky that was.
Open frame then for Asbati. That wasn't a good visit to the delivery line.
Yeah, no, with those sleeper pins, you always have to cover the back pin, and here we just see. It just shows that she was inside with that last shot, just inside her mark, and that's why it came up high on the head pin. Didn't break any pins up at all.
Yeah, well done, Stuart. Makes the change that was required, and after 2 spare frames, gets back into the strike zone.
Yeah, a nice little adjustment there. He'll be more than happy with that. Determined to keep the pressure on Asbati.
Opens up with 4 strikes, then 2 spares, and then a strike again, so not a massive amount of damage done at the moment. It's hot work out there for Stuart Williams. He's feeling the heat against this woman, Deandra Asbati. She's got a few things to consider, though, after that last visit. Open frame for her. Back in the pocket, though, next time up.
Yeah, that was a great shot, and it's got the Moose Patrol out as well. Chanting D. Back online. Very low revs compared to some of the power players of the men. But once she hits that pocket, they carry.
Asbati's card, not too bad at all. And Williams straight back into it again. Interesting catch. I think Stuart Williams is bowling pretty quickly. He's not giving Asbati any time to settle between shots. He's straight up there again.
Well, that's a tactic that international players can use during match play, one-on-one. Gets straight out that seat. Only 450 revs from Stuart, but makes the pocket and carries them again. As I was saying, as soon as Dee's finished, and you mentioned Stuart is up there ready to go, so Dee's not having too much time in her chair to contemplate what's going on.
Yeah, so she's having to control the pace there. Well, we're hearing from our statsman Andy Penny. It's 150 revs more at the moment for Stuart Williams on the ball on average, and straight through the head pin, and that will have done some serious damage to Asbati's card.
Ouch, as they would say. Yeah, not a good shot. Flush through the nose on the head pin, leaves the 4, 6, 7, 10, the big 4. More than likely to be an open frame. There's a possibility you might get 3 of these, but there's a lot of accuracy, and unfortunately, that's only 1. So it's a low count on the first ball, and it's another open frame. Things are just getting a bit derailed for Deandra Asbati.
Yeah, that's not a good facial expression. Asbati not happy with herself.
Well, you know, she's twice now she's been inside a mark, and that's errors rather than anything else.
Williams working a double and turns it into a turkey. And Stuart Williams, after that brief blip in frames 5 and 6, is back on track.
Yeah, Stu's looking pretty good. He just seems to be overpowering the lane. It may be that Dee's lower speed has been affected by the possibility of some oil moving around the transition period of the latter frames of the game. I mean, it's a much better shot that time.
Yeah, just leaves the 10, but I think you're right, Cash. She's not able to find her way through the oil as easily as Stuart Williams is.
Yeah, Stu's a power player, and that always helps to force the ball through. Dee's very much hoping that she can find a clean line all the way through. Hit the pocket there, couldn't carry the 10. And Stuart's actually opening quite a big lead here. It could well be that it's a substantial victory for this first leg. He makes the spare, can only make 200 now, and that's pretty below par. And she will know that as well.
Yeah, scratch of the head for Dee. And she's certainly got to make some changes now. Stuart Williams doesn't have to do anything. He's got to just keep this rhythm, keep this line. Oh, well, he's off it. He's gone tight again.
Yeah, leaves the 3 and a Tenpin in the corner. A ball that was wayward, to say the least. Crosses the head pin left-hand side. It's got that little split in the corner. He's going to have to bury the ball right between these 2 pins. And he's fouled, and that counts as 0.
Well, on that occasion, I think he's rushing into shots just cost him there. Cassie maybe could have done with another minute just to think about things.
Well, you heard the buzzer, and this camera angle should show it. All way over the oil line. That's not what you're supposed to do. You get your toes chopped off, and he realises what's going on, but it's cost him because he had an open frame and he's down to 229. So if Deandra can strike out here and make 200, she may well still be in touch. That was a basic error there from Williams. It's not seen that often, especially by bowlers of this calibre. And, well, he's got the first one in frame 10, so let's hope the Moose Patrol can bring us some luck in the 10th frame.
Yes, Baddy's smile is back, and it's because she's managed to strike. And if she can keep it going from here, the pin difference will be just 29. And Stuart Williams won't be feeling all that comfortable out there on his debut in the World Tenpin Masters.
Yeah, he seemed to plant his foot and slide quite nicely, and then it seemed to go on. It just didn't stop. It's not something that Stu does that often, I'm sure. Maybe he just had a problem with something on the approach. Who knows? We'll have to speak to him later about it, but probably slightly embarrassed about that one.
Carry, she says, but it didn't quite happen. No messenger for the Tenpin.
No, absolutely not. The ring and Tenpin in the corner. Oh, big smile. I mean, that's nice to see, but it's only going to be 190, so game 2 coming up. She's got some work to do. Makes the square nicely, and it is a 190 game.
Well, that is very frustrating for Deandra Asbadi, but for Stuart Williams, a bit of pressure is relieved. 229 for him. Decent score in that first game, and it means that he's in control against the American.
Welcome back to the World Tenpin Masters. Williams against Asbati for a place in the quarter-finals. For the American, it's been a testing match so far. This was the player widely tipped to make a rather impressive debut. Her form guide certainly suggested she would, but a split in the 8th proved costly. But her opponent, Williams, failed to push home his advantage. He goes into game 2 with a 39-pin lead, but it could have been a lot more. Back to our commentary team of Cass Edwards, Zara Glover and Simon Golding.
Game 2, Deandra Asbadi below that par score of 200. So, didn't quite go her way, and Stuart Williams, a couple of errors from him, but it's not been too costly.